चत्यरिषतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्तवृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्तवृंद। So, we are in chapter 4, Adilila, discussing the confidential reasons for Lord Chaitanya's appearance. So, last time we heard the desire for Krishna to appear in this world, Prema Rasa Nirjas Karitasvada. He descends to taste the sweet essence of the mellow of love of God. And Ragamarga Bhakti Luke Karite Pracharan. And to propagate devotional service in the world in the mood of spontaneity, in the form of spontaneous attraction. So in that way, Krishna, while in Goloka Vrindavan, he developed these two desires. So he came as Lord Chaitanya, and it is said that I shall descend to perform the wonderful pastimes, unknown even in Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha Lila Nahito Prachar. So those pastimes which are not even seen in Vaikuntha. He says, I shall release the wonderfulness of the rasas in Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhur, and show loving kindness to the devotees. That's why he came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Lord Chaitanya. So in that way, he continues. Ei savarasa nirjas karibo aswat, ei dvare karibo savabhaktere prasad. Text number 32, chapter 4, Adilila, text number 32. Ei savo rasa nirjas karibo aswat, ei dvare karibo savabhaktere prasad. I shall taste the essence of all these rasas. Ei savo rasa nirjas means the essence of the pastimes. What are those? Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhur. Esha Rasa Nirjas. Dware. While relishing the essence of all the rasas, he is saying, I shall favor all the devotees. So then he continues speaking. Brajir Nirmal Ram Suni Bhaktavan Ragamarge Bhaje Jana Chadi Dharma Karma. So, why does Krishna come to enact those pastimes which are not even seen by Vaikuntha? And he wants to favor his devotees. He is saying, Brajir Nirmal Ram Suni Bhaktava. Upon hearing the pure love of the residents of Braja, devotees will worship me in the path of spontaneous love. Abandoning all rituals of religiosity and fruitive activity. So in this verse, this is text number 33, it speaks about distribution of Raga Bhakti in the manifest pastimes. That means, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the pastimes he performs that will help the devotees to understand the way to enter into the practice of Raga Bhakti. In manifest pastimes, when he performs different pastimes with the devotees, by hearing the law that brings Krishna under control. For example, just now we have completed this month of Damodar. In Damodar pastime, it is very clearly explained how Krishna was bound by the loving tie of Mother Yashoda. That means Krishna, with the controller of this entire world, he became controlled by Mother Yashoda's love. And the unique loving exchange between devotee and Krishna, just like when we hear about Krishna's dealing with the Brajavasis, they may be their friends, or they may be Nanda Yashoda or other elderly gopis, or even up to the gopis. And the unique loving exchanges between Krishna and his devotees in Vrindavan. People, when they hear these things regarding Krishna, that how he is controlled by the loving affection of his devotees and the loving exchanges Krishna has with his devotees, this will make people forget their worldly engagements. They will forget about their worldly happiness and even the heavenly happiness also. And by being attracted to Krishna, they will give up their religious duties and activities on mundane platform. In this way, they will follow the footsteps of Brajavasis. So, Brajir Nirmalra, Pakat Lila, those who are Das or Sakha, his father and mother, or Krishna's beloved, the association Braj, Nirmal Rag, their pure attachment, love, how their very life is dedicated in serving Krishna for Krishna's satisfaction. That will help them to give up the activities in this world. And dharma means normally varnashram dharma or Veda dharma. And karma means Vaidika karma. Normally, people are engaged in performance of different Vaidika karma, some sacrifices and all, to attain pleasure in this world or in the other world. But when they hear the narration about Krishna or Krishna dealing with his devotees in Vrindavan, that will create an appetite for them by which they will give up the desire to perform any Vaidika karma which will eventually bring happiness in this world or even in the other world, and they will seek Krishna association. So, Prabhupada writes in the purport, he says, many realized souls such as Raghunath Das Goswami and King Kulashekar have recommended with great emphasis that one develop the spontaneous love of Godhead, even at the risk of transgressing all the traditional code of morality and religiosity. That is mostly Varnashram dharma. Jatra Kova Bhadra Ahut Amusyagim, Srimad Bhagavatam says, what is the harm even if one gives up his engagement in varnashram duties and takes to devotional service unto Krishna? Ko bhavatra. There is no abhadra, there is no harm. So that's why all these great devotees like Raghunath Goswami and others, they transgressed varnashram dharma. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, has written in his prayers called the Manasiksha that one should simply worship Radha and Krishna with all attention. Na dharmam, na dharmam, sutigana, niruktam kilapuru. One should not be much interested in performing Vedic rituals or simply following rules and regulations. Similarly, Kulasekar says, I have no attraction for performing religious rituals or holding any earthly kingdom. I do not care for sense enjoyments. Let them appear and disappear in accordance with my previous deeds. My only desire is to be fixed in devotional service to the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord, even though I may continue to take birth here life after life. See, such a great prayer. Normally, we devotees can come across little difficulties in our life. We forget about our Krishna conscious enlightenments. But here the devotee, like Kulseka, is praying that I just want to be engaged in the service of Krishna because Krishna is very dear to his devotees. So here, verse number 32 and 33. This 32 says, Eisavo rasa nirjas kariyasradan eitare karivo so bhaktir prasad. So he will favor his devotees. And Bhajed Nirmal Rag Suni Bhaktavan Raga Marge Bhajajana Chari Karma Dharma Karma. This also shows that Krishna shows favor to his devotees. So somebody may say, why Krishna is partial to his devotees? Is Krishna partial to his devotees? Is it a fault in Krishna that he is being partial to his devotees? First of all, we know Krishna is never partial to anyone. We can take this example. Now it is winter season, winter time. A person who is sitting inside room is not getting the benefit of sunshine. So another person who comes out of the room and he sits under sun and get the benefit of sunshine. So in that way, can we say sun is partial to one who is outside and one who is sitting inside room? Is sun does not give any favor to him? No, it is not up to the sun, it is up to the person. Person who is sitting inside the room, he is depriving himself of the benefit of the sunshine. He just need to come out of the room and take the benefit, right? Similarly, Kalpavriksha, it is a wish-fulfilling tree. Wish-fulfilling tree is never partial. If you go and serve wish-fulfilling tree, she will give you your desired result. On the other hand, one who does not serve the wish-fulfilling tree will not get the favor. Is it so that wish-fulfilling tree is becoming partial? No. Another example. If we sow a seed on a wet land, the seed will fructify. On the other hand, if we sow the seed on stone, it will never fatigue. So the point is, the qualities one has that attracts the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Similarly, Lord becomes partial to the devotees, not partiality. The ray of Swarupa Shakti, which is emanating from Krishna all the time, and it is projected in the heart of the devotee. Actually, it is projected everywhere. Just like other day, I also gave the example, I think. You see, the transmission is going on from the radio station, but not all equipments are able to catch the picture. But those instruments which are well connected and they are in good working condition, they can display the picture. Similarly, in the material world, the living entities, under the influence of the three modes of material nature, their heart have been polluted. Now, when they take to the process of sadhana practice, the heart gradually becomes free from the contaminations of the moods of material nature. And in that pure consciousness, the Hladini potency will become manifest. So that means it is up to you whether you take the process of sadhana bhakti, gradually purify yourself, thereby qualifying to receive the favor of Krishna. So, and this Krishna's favor to his devotee is not a fault. This is not a dosha. It's a guna. This is a great quality because that is bhakta vatsala quality. He is very much affectionate to his devotees. And that is the swarupa of the Lord. You cannot take away the affectionate quality of Krishna to his devotees from his swarupa and you say he is God. No. God means his affectionate nature to his devotee is always there with him. Therefore, he is God. So in that way, so Krishna, he is not partial. Partiality is felt according to the people's consciousness. They feel like that. Therefore, text number 34, next verse, is speaking about just like before we had said this Raga Marga Bhakti Loke Karite Pracharan. He wanted to propagate the devotional service in this world on the platform of continuous attraction. This text number 34, which is coming from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 33 and 36, chapter 33 and 36th verse, it speaks about the proof of the statement that Krishna comes to this world to propagate the devotional service on the platform of continuous attraction. So here it is said, this is a very important verse. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusam dehamasritaha bhajate tadrisihi pida yah sritva tatparo bhavet. Krishna manifests his eternal human-like form and performs his pastimes to show mercy to the devotees. Having heard such pastimes, one should engage in service to him. So Prabhupada writes, this text is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33-36. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has innumerable expansions of His transcendental form, who eternally exist in the spiritual world. This material world is only a perverted reflection of the spiritual world, where everything is manifested without inebriety. There, everything is in its original existence, free from the domination of time. Time cannot deteriorate or interfere with the conditions in the spiritual world, where different manifestations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are the recipients of the worship of different living entities in their constitutional spiritual position. In the spiritual world, all existence is an unadulterated goodness. The goodness found in the material world is contaminated by the moods of passion and ignorance. So here it is said, Anugrahaya Bhaktanam Manusam Dehamashrita. Prabhupada is saying that human life form, his eternal human life form. Some people don't understand that they say Krishna, when he appears, he incarnates as a human being. Actually, this human form is an eternal form. That is his actual Swarupa. Naravapu Tahara Swarup. In Vishnu Puran, there is a verse, it says about Jatraga Tirnam Krishnakhyam Param Brahma Narakriti. Param Brahma. Who is Param Brahma? Narakriti, Param Brahma. So, therefore, from this verse of Vishnu Puran, we can conclude that Krishna's form as a human being is his eternal form. That's his Swarupa. Okay? So here, when he comes as a human, in human form, why does he come? Because he has said, Mad Bhaktana Vinodartham Koromi Vividha Kriya. I shall perform different, or I do perform different activities, just for the pleasure of my devotees. Mad Bhaktana Vinodartham. So, who are those devotees that have been described by Srila Sanatana Goswami? He writes that Sri Bhagavad Vachanat Manusam Narakaram Asrita Prakatitavan. That means this human form is the eternal form of Krishna, which he has manifested in this world. Jadva prakataya mas iti vakya smapti iti bhaktanugrahartham. Just to show mercy to the devotees, he manifests his form as eternal human form. Tat Krida iti avipretam. So these pastimes in human form is for the pleasure of his devotees. Tatra bhakta sabdena brajadebhyo brajajanascha sarve tatha kalatraya sambandhinonyehe cha vaishnava. So according to Sanatana Goswami, that he performs his various pastimes to show mercy to the devotees. Who are those devotees? Brajadebhya, the themselves of Brajabhumi, and Brajajanascha Sarve, and other people of Braja. To give favor, to show favor to Brajadevis and other devotees in Braja, he performs these pastimes. And also Kalatraya Sambandhi Anye cha Vaishnava. Kalatraya Sambandhi. It means those devotees who have attained perfection in the past by performing devotional service unto Krishna, to show favor to them. How? Like those devotees who, having completed their sadhana practice, have attained prema, and by Krishna's mercy they have gone to the spiritual world. When Krishna descends, he comes with such devotees. So they are already mukta jivas. Okay. Then, in the present moment, there are devotees who are performing their sadhana, but they are on the level of prema, have not yet attained moksha. I mean to say, they have not yet attained Krishna's association. So when Krishna descends with his associates from Vrindavan, and he allows these devotees at present who have attained the love of Godhead to enter into the pastime where they gain the opportunity to see Krishna and serve him in person. So this is in the present context. Then when Krishna performs such pastimes, the devotees or even non-devotees also, upon hearing from the right source, from a qualified devotee, even up to the stage of, even you can say the non-devotees also, they develop the desire to become devotees for Krishna. That's how in future, the non-devotee or even who are favorable to Krishna consciousness, they will get Krishna's mercy. In the present moment, who are on the level of prema, they can get Krishna's mercy. And in the past, who have attained perfection, they also get Krishna's mercy. That's why, according to Sanatana Goswami, Kalatraya Sambandhino Anye cha Vaishnava, all the Vaishnavas, they gain Krishna's favor. Jadva Bhaktanam Mukhya Sivajatebhya eva ukta tathapi Mukhyanam Anugrahena Anyesam api Sarvesam Anugraha Siddhit eva Ataiva Krida Bhajate Pritya Sampadayati Ityartha. So in that way, Krishna, he brings about his pastimes with great satisfaction to favor all these devotees. Shreyasena. There is another meaning being conveyed. Bhajate anusarati prakashayati kridanam nitya siddhyatvam suchitam. So here, nobody should try to find fault with Krishna. That Krishna, why at night he played on his flute and called for the ladies. Why did he do that? Why did he dance with others' wives dead at night? So here, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, he has said this bhajate. Bhajate is the present verb, the present tense. Bhajate. So, Srila Sanatana Goswami is saying the use of the present tense verb bhajate indicates that Krishna's pastimes are eternal. Kridanam nitya siddhyatvam. This rasa krida or the Krishna, he danced with the gopis. It's not that he is dancing with some other person's wife. No, that is his nitya krida, nitya siddhyatvam. That means, as you know, like Prabhupada, he has, when he first produced Krishna book, the name was Leela Purushottam Sri Krishna. Right? Many of you might have known. At least in Bengal, I know but nowadays they have changed his name. I don't know why they just changed his name to Sri Krishna. Yeah, of course, Sri Krishna is kind of, he is Krishna, we know that. But there is a, perfect reason behind why Prabhupada named this as Leela Purushottam Sri Krishna. See, Leela Purushottam, when we say Leela Purushottam Sri Krishna, that means the Leela, the pastimes are an eternal activity that is eternally intact within the Swarupa of the Supreme Lord. That means Nitya Leela Anurakta. He is always performing pastime. That is Purusha, that is the Swarupa of the Supreme Lord. So in that way, that is Nitya Siddhatva. Whether he is in the spiritual world with his eternal associates or he descends to this world, bringing his eternal associates and giving an opportunity to these sadhakas in this world, that is all his, the activities pertaining to his Swarupa, Nitya Siddhatva, Sujitam. Tena cha sarva dosha swata eva nirasta. So in that way, because this is Nitya Siddhata, he is Leela Purushottama. So in that way, no fault can be attributed to Krishna. He is free from all faults. Like some people say, Jugupsitam, Kim Abhipraya. This Parikshit Maharaj, actually he also questioned. He said, upon hearing, why did Krishna perform such kind of activities which are condemned in this world? Tadrisim Anirvachaniya Sarvachitta Karshini Ityartha. Tadrishi Bhajate Tadrishi Lila. Tadrishi means here Anirvachaniya Sarvachitta Karshini Ityartha. Pastimes of Krishna, whether Krishna is herding the cows with his friends in Vrindavan, or Krishna is dancing with the gopis in Vrindavan, or Krishna as a small baby being bound by the rope of Mother Yashoda, all these pastimes are very, very attractive to everyone. Like we have seen in, again, Dhanvandan pastime, Krishna, he, after breaking the pot, entered into a room and he was eating the butter and he was distributing it to the cows, crows and monkeys, right? And they were even very much attracted to Krishna. So in that way, Sarva Chitta Karsanitya. That's why it is called Tadrishi. Shreyasena, in another way, Rasa Sadrisa Krida Sravanena Tatparo Bhavet Kimuta Rasa Krida Nityartha. That means when somebody hears about Krishna dealing with his friends in Vrindavan, for example, like how Krishna, when he is playing with his friends in Vrindavan, and when the devotees, his friends, does not want him to play with them, he keeps running behind them and begging, please allow me to play with you. This kind of requests submitted by Krishna to his friends, and the way the devotees, the friends, deal with him and how Krishna responds with them, that is really very, very attractive to the sadhaka's heart. They become very much, attached to Krishna. Then what to speak of somebody becoming very much attracted to Krishna upon hearing his Rasalila pastime? That means definitely. That's why he said, Tat Shabdena, here in this verse, Tatparo Bhavet. In the second line, you can see Tatparo Bhavet. This Tat Shabdena, the word Tat indicates Bhagavan Bhakta Kridava. That means, upon hearing these pastimes of the Supreme Lord Krishna, one must become very much attracted to Bhagavan Krishna and Krida, his pastimes. Sarvopi Jano Bhagat, everybody, all people will become attracted to him. They normally become attracted to Bhagavan and his pastime. Jadva Manusam Dehamasrita Sarvo api jivas tat paro bhavet martya loke. So that means all the living entities, they become attracted to him, to the Supreme Lord. Jadva api sabdam avatarya vyakhyam manusam dehamasitopi kim puna muni devada iti tatascha bhaktanugraha ayam iti bhava. That means anyone who is born as a human being, we have to speak of those who are in the body of munis, and everybody get the favor of Krishna. Bhaktanam iti पाठ है सर्वेषाम एव जनानाम विषयिणाम मुमुक्षुणाम भक्तानाम भक्तानाम मुक्तानाम भक्तानाम च इत्यर्थ. See, here in this verse, Santra Goswami is saying anugrahaya bhaktanam. In some other study, they say anugrahaya bhutanam instead of saying bhaktana. Then he says, if we start read like this, anugrahaya bhutanam, then sarvesham eva jananam means all people, visayinam, whether they are materialists, mumukshunam, those who are desirous to attain liberation, muktanam, those who are liberated souls, and bhaktanam, those who are devotees. Everybody iti parama karunya muktam. Krishna shows his mercy to everybody, whether someone is a devotee, someone is already liberated, somebody desiring liberation, or even those who are in the materialistic mode. Everybody gets the favor of Krishna. That means when one hears about the pastime of Krishna, they automatically become attracted to him. Some people, they don't understand this concept. How does it work? How can it become possible that just by hearing Krishna's dealing with Brajavasis, the gopis, one becomes attracted to him. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is saying, in this world, we have seen people, they wear stone, right? Or somebody, when he is hunted by a ghost, then he will go to a ghost charmer who will chant the mantra, and then he will become free from the effect of the ghost. There are some other people who are bitten by the snake. They go to the snake charmer. He will make them smell some herb, and the effect of the poison will subside. So just you imagine somebody, by chanting some mantra, if he can get rid of the ghost, just by smelling some herb, if one can become free from the effect of the poison, or just by wearing a stone, one can get rid of the ill effects of the stars, then what is the difficulty in understanding that just upon hearing Krishna's dealing with his devotees, one will automatically become freed from the lusty desires and he will attain favor from Krishna. It is not a surprise. Definitely it can be possible. But the point is, we have to hear from the right source. Not that we go to the market, we buy the book, and when our heart is fully contaminated with all sorts of material desires, we try to read on our own. Or we read with those kind of people who are similarly affected on the central platform. No, we cannot expect any kind of good result out of such reading. Rather, our polluted consciousness will drag us down to the hellish life. Therefore, here in this verse it is said, Yaha Sutva Tatparo Bhavet. So here, Tatparo Bhavet. According to some people, they say Tatparo Bhavet means you should also act like Krishna. That's a totally confused understanding. It cannot be accepted as imitating the pastime of the Lord. Imitation is forbidden by Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, he says, Naitas Samacharijatu Manasapi Hanishwara. He Anishwara. If you are not God, then you don't even think of this pastime Krishna dealing with the gopis. Even in your mind, Manasapi Hanishwara. Why? He says, Vinasyatya charan maudhyat jatha rudra dhijam visham. If somebody who is not qualified thinks of Krishna's dealing with the gopis, it is just like somebody unknowingly drinks the poison. What will happen? He will die. This is the thing. So in that way, these pastimes of Lord Krishna is not to be imitated. Then some people, they say, this is also Krishna's one of the activity. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, in second chapter, when Arjuna declined to fight, Krishna said, Arjuna was saying that if I engage myself in this fight, then I will be the cause of Varna Sankara. In the third chapter, Krishna says, if I don't perform my work, I will be the cause of Varna Sankara. That means there in third chapter, from Krishna's perspective, we can say that Krishna wants us to follow him. Some people, they even imitate also, like when Krishna was in Dwarka, what he used to do. The perfect grihastha, he would go to the temple, he would do puja, and people also imitate him. That's okay. But try to understand here, Krishna, he has to set the example for us to follow this Varnasrama. He is Mukta Purusha. We are conditioned souls. And we are under the control of his external energy called Maya. He is transcendental to Maya. He is not having a human body. Rather, that is the eternal form. But we are having the human body. So there is a difference between us and our body, but there is no difference between Krishna and Krishna's body. Same. So there is a gulf of difference. So in that way, when Krishna, he performed his Varnashram duties and he encouraged everybody to follow him, So that is in terms of Varnashram Dharma. But when it comes to him performing a Leela, Purushottama, he is Leela Purushottama. His Leela cannot be imitated by the living entities. But then one can say, if it cannot be, then how one practices such kind of, bhakti, raga bhakti. So here it is clearly said that Bhadute Tadrisikida. In Ujjwal Nilamani, it is explained that how one should perform, how one should practice. Vartitavyam sam ichchadhi bhakta but natu krishnavat. You see, Vartitavyam. So these activities should be avoided. How? Bhaktavat. Some ichchadhi. Those who desire nishtha unto the personality of Godhead. Some manishtata buddhe. That means those who desire to attain their nishtha, their attachment unto the personality of Godhead, Ujjwal Nilamani says, Bhaktavat, in the mood of a devotee. What does it mean? In the service mode, he should meditate upon this. And of course, this meditation has to be done under the guidance of a bona fide acharya, not that he, on the sensual platform, independently try to imitate. This is not the Krishnavat. It's clearly mentioned here. So even according to Jiva Goswami, he is saying, Astam tavat asya rasasya varta, means what to speak of Krishna's dealing with the gopis. Rasantareapi Sri Krishna bhava nanuvartitabhya. Even we are not supposed to imitate Krishna dealing with the other gopis or even the kavar boys, even Dasya, Sakya and Vatsalya rasas are not to be imitated. What is happening? Actually, you see, why these have been very highly cautioned by the acharyas. Even though some people in this world, they very much like to imitate such pastime. They say this in this sadhana practice also, by imitating Krishna, you can gain him, you can attain him in that rasa. That's a totally confused way of approaching Krishna, or that's a sahajiya understanding. As I said, Krishna's Swarupa is called Nila Purushottama, means you cannot separate Krishna from Lila. Similarly, Jiver Swarupa Nitya Krishna Das. You see, our philosophy is very consistent. In every scripture, it has been defined in a very consistent way. Therefore, I read it out from this Ujjwal Nilamani. Vartitavyam samichchadabhi bhaktavattu but natu krishnavat. So bhaktavat. So our constitution is we are servant. We are not Krishna. We cannot imitate. We cannot perform activities which are performed by Krishna. We can, in the service mood, we can approach. So in that way, when one have not yet developed detachment to this world, he should simply perform his varnashram duty to purify his heart, and in the purified consciousness, when he hears from a pure devotee of the Lord, that time he can develop the taste or he can actually get an entry to such kind of practices. Or in other words, as Prabhupada says, and our Acharya is also mentioned, that when one practices sadhana bhakti, by the practice of sadhana bhakti, the anarthas, raga, dvesa, abhinivesa, they will gradually disappear from the heart. And in that pure consciousness, when one hears, he will develop the taste for devotional service. तावत कर्माणि कुर्वीत न निर्विद्येत जावता मत कथा श्रवणादो वा श्रद्धा जावन न जायते. Sometimes artificially one devotee may try to listen to such kind of narrations, but if he has not developed the taste for it, or he has not attained the purity of heart yet, and it will create trouble for him. He will, get misdirected. Therefore, these pastimes are enacted by Krishna to show a favor to his devotees, but it is not to be imitated. So in that way, therefore, in the next verse, he is speaking. Okay, I want to just read some portion from Prabhupada's comment. The saying that the human form of life is the best position for devotional service has a special significance because only in this form can a living entity revive his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The human form is considered the highest state in the cycle of the species of life in the material world. If one takes advantage of this highest kind of material form, one can regain his position of devotional service to the Lord. Then the next paragraph, Prabhupada says, the Supreme Lord bestows the most merciful benediction upon human society when he appears in his human form. It is then that humanity gets the opportunity to engage in different kinds of eternal service to the Lord. That means that's upon hearing. That is the secret. Therefore, Prabhupada put Raghunath Pade Bhai Vyakuti Kabe Ham Bujhavase Jugala Piriti. When I will be eager to understand the literature given by the Goswamis, then I shall be able to understand the transcendental love affairs of Radha and Krishna. In other words, unless one is trained under the disciplic succession of the Goswamis, one cannot understand Radha and Krishna. The conditioned souls are naturally averse to understanding the spiritual existence of the Lord, and if they try to know the transcendental nature of the Lord's pastimes while they remain absorbed in materialism, they are sure to blunder like the Sahajiyas. So, if somebody says, just Tatpara Bhavet, so anybody can hear and then he can get connected himself with Krishna. Therefore, Sri Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says, Bhavet Kriya Vidhilin Seihakai Kartabhya Avasyehi Anyatha Pratyavai. Here, the use of the verb Bhavet, which is in the imperative mode, tells us that this certainly must be done. Non-compliance would be abandonment of duty. So Prabhupada giving a long paragraph. Let us hear from him. It's a very, very important point because some people, they interpret this verse in a very wrong way. They say, since here Bhagavatam says, just sutta tatpara bhavet, that means one can become Krishna Parayana or Krishna Lila Katha Parayana. That means this is Vidhi, means they try to imitate. But here, what is the meaning? Meaning is Krishna or his pastimes should be the object of attraction, or wholly devoted to the Krishna or his pastime. That is the meaning of Jaswat Tatpara Bhavet. That means this very human form of existence is meant for developing attraction to Krishna or Krishna's pastime. This whole creation is meant for giving the human being an opportunity, even all the living entities, an opportunity how they can make Krishna as the object of their attraction, or they can be wholly devoted to Krishna or Krishna's pastimes. Unfortunately, Krishna has given so much opportunity for us to take advantage from his creation for our survival. And what we are doing when we are in leisure time, instead of devoting our time to make Krishna as our object of attraction, we make all the worldly objects as the object of our attraction. We use all the facilities of this creation given to us by God, and we take ourselves away from Krishna or Krishna's pastime. When I was reading this verse, I was thinking, maybe this is where Krishna is reminding us, Prabhupada is also giving us an indication that all the devotees in Krishna consciousness movement should take very serious, with all seriousness, they should take to this preaching mission. And we should always try to make some arrangements how we can provide the opportunity through our preaching endeavors to people in general, where they will be able to make Krishna as the object of their attraction, or wholly they will devote themselves to Krishna or to Krishna's pastimes. Like yesterday was Bhakti Siddhanta Swami Thakur's disappearance day. We are reading from his book, his pastime, where we have seen that Bhakti Siddhanta Swami Thakur, he was also constantly traveling within India and holding different, pendle programs, big programs in big cities. Prabhupada, what did he do? He also did like that. Why? Because the Acharya's mood is to give as much opportunity as possible, so that people can make Krishna as the object of their attention. So, in that way, we can actually help. Otherwise, if we are not becoming Bhagavat Parayana or Bhagavat Leela Parayana, then there will be Pratyavaya. Means people who are not making Krishna or Krishna's pastime as the object of attention, they actually commit themselves for papa karma, sinful activity. And that is amangala, that brings inauspiciousness and filled with troubles, vigna. So therefore, this is the vidhi. Tatpro bhavet means we should hear from the right source so that our whole life will be devoted to him. And in that way, we can become free from committing sinful activities. Our life will be filled with auspiciousness. There will be no hindrances. This is the vidhi. So all human beings should be given opportunity to practice Krishna Bhakti with all seriousness and with total understanding. Prabhupada says, this imperative is applicable to pure devotees. Neophytes will be able to understand these affairs only after being elevated to regulated devotional service under the expert guidance of the spiritual master. See, neophyte devotee, they have to follow the regulative principles first under the guidance of a bona fide guru. Then they too will be competent to hear of the love affairs of Radha and Krishna. Otherwise, Prabhupada does not recommend us. One who has not been attracted by the transcendental beauty of rasa will certainly be dragged down into material attraction. Thus, to act in material contamination and progress to the darkest region of hellish life. But by understanding the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, one is freed from the grip of attraction to material, so-called love between man and woman. Similarly, one who understands the pure parental love of Nanda and Yashoda for Krishna will be saved from being dragged into material parental affection. If one accepts Krishna as the supreme friend, the attraction of material friendship will be finished for him, and he will not be dismayed by so-called friendship with mundane wranglers. If he is attracted by servitorship to Krishna, he will no longer have to serve the material body in the degraded status of material existence, with the false hope of becoming master in the future. Similarly, one who sees the greatness of Krishna in neutrality will certainly never again seek the so-called relief of impersonalist or voidist philosophy. If one is not attracted by the transcendental nature of Krishna, one is sure to be attracted to material enjoyment, thus to become implicated in the clinging network of various and sinful activities, and to continue material existence by transmigrating from one material body to another. Only in Krishna consciousness can one achieve the highest perfection of life. Thank you. So let us take some questions. I think today we have discussed a lot of things, especially how Krishna descends to this world and performs his pastimes with his devotees to give an opportunity for the human being to become connected with him. Maybe in this regard, you may have some question or comment. So let us hear from you. So a question you have. Shailesh Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam, Yogesh Prabhupada. I have two questions, Prabhuji. Firstly, with regards to Krishna's two-handed form, which is the highest and his original form, why is it explained anywhere in Shastra as to why we as fallen individuals have been given his two-armed form in this human birth and not any other form? Why has he bestowed the benediction on fallen human souls, the same appearance as he has in Golok in his original two-armed form? Why not four-armed form? Why not other forms? Why give us same form as he in the supermost utmost sort of residence of his pastimes?
You see, as I read it out from Vishnu Puran, where we explain that Jatravatirna Krishnakhyam Purnam Brahma Narakriti. Here it is referred to Krishna as in human form. That is his eternal form actually. That is the original Swarupa of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But your question is why we are given with that two-arm form as a human being. Arey Baba, why don't you ask the question differently? How fortunate we are that even though we are the living entity, but we have been benedicted to have the form that like Krishna. You see, there are 8,400,000 species of life. And one of there 4,000, right? 400. What is that? Jojana Balakshani, Thavara Lakshabimshati, Krimara Rudra Sankhya, Chatu Lakshani, Manusha. 4 lakh species of human being. But even in that also, very rarely you can find someone who has become devotee of Lord Krishna. So those who are already in human form of life, and they have taken to this Krishna consciousness, they are the most fortunate one. You don't think that anyone who has taken the form of a human being having 2-arm form, one head, 2 arm, 2 leg, they are all very fortunate, or they have been engaged in serving Krishna. It is not like that. But another thing is, see, we may have performed some good activity in our past life. Therefore, we have been given with this opportunity to take birth as a human being. And in this human form of life, now it is our duty to take advantage from. This is one of the 8,400,000 species of life. One form, that is human form. But Krishna can incarnate in other species of life, but that is not his eternal Swarupa. But here we can say, as according to Padma Vishnu Puran, that the human form is his eternal form. So I would say that we should understand, we should recognize that Krishna has been so merciful to help us take birth as a human being. And now in this form, with all our might, I mean to say, intelligence, mind, this body, our material opulences, and our qualification as a big qualified personality like doctors, engineer, or whatever, philosophers, we should use all these credibilities to become a devotee of Lord Krishna. Krishna wants us to kind of, actually what happens, you see, like in any other species, the intelligence is degraded and we cannot serve Krishna. We cannot connect with Krishna. But in this form, our intelligence is working perfectly. We have the power to discriminate what is right and what is wrong thing. So in that way, in the association of saintly personalities, we need to make the best use of this opportunity. That's why Bhagavatam says, Nirdeha Madhyam Sulabham Sudurlabham. This is Sudurlabham, not Durlabham. Durlabham Manusya Janma Lavya Sansare Krishna Bhajana Dukkha Kahimutahare. Having gotten this human body, if I am not engaged in the service of Radha and Krishna, then how can I express my wretchedness? So in that way, that we have been born with this human form, rather we take this as a wonderful opportunity to serve Krishna. So that is one of the 8,400,000 species. So we are in that species. Let us understand our good fortune and serve it.
Thank you, Prabhuji. That's the difference between a fallen soul like me and an elevated like you, that you can see the question in a different light.
No.
May I ask one more question, if I may?
Yes, yes, you can make another question. Definitely, why not?
I'll phrase this probably wrongly again, Prabhuji.
No, you see, that's what I'm saying. No, try to understand, Prabhu. This is why we are here to kind of practice Krishna Bhakti. Even when we read Shastra, therefore you see different devotees, they read it differently, they take it differently. But Shastra has its own course, actually. Shastra is meant to elevate us from whatever condition we are in to go to the higher platform until we attain shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. That is why Shastra is there. So that's why our thinking process should be channelized in that direction. Then we can get the right output from Shastra. Go ahead with the next question.
So this is a question that I want to have some armory from you in terms of how we can deal with people, non-devotees in particular. When it comes to differentiating between Krishna's Leela and Krishna's actions, which are meant to be for us to follow and as exemplary Grihastha compared to his Leela, where people cannot want to imitate one but not follow the other, and it's normally the wrong way around. Now, where is it and how is it that we can explain to people that this is Leela for us not to imitate and this is exemplary that we have to follow? Because people want to make excuses to do one or the other depending on their degraded way of thinking.
See, that's why the last purport when I read from 35, the first paragraph, I'm just reading it again. Just listen it carefully, then I will say again. Okay? Prabhupada says, here this Bhavet is the Vidhi. Everybody has to follow him and imitate him. Some people they say like that. So Prabhupada is saying the imperative is applicable to pure devotees. Okay? They can think of such pastimes to gradually elevate. Neophytes will be able to understand these affairs only after being elevated to the regulated devotional service under the expert guidance of the spiritual master. That means the recommendation is you don't worry about which one to imitate, which one to follow. Okay? You don't worry. What you do is, as a sadhaka, you just practice your sadhana bhakti. What have been given to us by Srila Prabhupada. What will happen? Same thing again I am telling you. You see, when sun rises, you don't have to tell somebody, hey, where is the sun? Where is the sun? You can see sun and also you can see other things with the help of sun, right? But you have to wait until sunrise, then only you can see everything. And how can you cause the sun-like Krishna appear in your heart? That is the process of sadhana bhakti. Again, I have been telling many times also, today also, again, in this opportunity, I can refer to the same point. If we practice this sadhana bhakti, our sadhana bhakti is not something different, which is aiming at gaining dharma, artha, kama, moksha. We are actually in the siddha bhakti. What is this? At the siddha platform, you go there, you will be doing the same thing. Chanting, reading Bhagavatam, glorifying Krishna. So in that, if we are engaged in this practicing sadhana bhakti, automatically this time will come. Otherwise, what will happen is you hear this person, that person. Sometimes you develop the tendency to kind of, hear on your own or imitate some practices to serve Krishna by following the devotees in Vrindavan. The tendency is always kind of seen in the conditioned soul. Why? Like here you see the very prominent feature of a conditioned soul is we are very expert in imitating, right? If you go to the outside world, you see one company makes one, especially in India, I would say, I don't want to, speak about the other country, especially in India, if today one company making a new product, Within 6 months, you will see there will be a duplicate product launched in the market. People are very expert in the conditioned state of existence, imitating others. But in Krishna consciousness, originality has got more value, more power to show us the way. And how to gain that originality? That is by following regular sadhana practice and abiding by the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master. You see, many people, they don't understand. They say, oh, we can also chant on our own, we can read, we can also. This is not all about getting favor of Krishna or entering into the spiritual world. A guru is there. You chant, you take instruction from guru, follow regulative principles. All these dhambas, deity worship, everything together is actually supporting you to gradually become qualified to have Krishna-like Son to appear in your heart. At that time, you will be able to clearly see things. Therefore, all these activities are very, very essential. Not only one thing, that what I should do, and so that I can kind of know how to distinguish what is right and what is wrong, when to imitate him, when to follow him, when I should hear these pastimes, whether I am qualified to hear or not. Don't worry. That's why from the beginning, you study Srimad Bhagavatam, you chant 16 rounds, follow four regulative principles, take initiation from your guru, follow his advice, accept somebody who can, from time to time help you to clarify doubts. So in that way, in the combination of all these factors together, they will help you to realize Krishna's presence in your heart. And that day, you can very clearly visualize actually. And you can kind of, you will be, impelled from within to kind of, release these things. These things are, as I said, when sun rises, sun is there, you can see the sun and you can see the other objects. To cause the sun rise in your heart, you have to be very serious about following this sadhana practice, regulative devotional service. Prabhupada is saying, by regulative devotional service under the expert guidance of a spiritual master. That is the bottom line. But on the other hand,
thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for.
Haribol. Nabati. Rudradev.
Yeah.
There's another hand. Who is that left?
No,
Okay. Okay. Thank you, dear devotees. So there is no. Okay. So we'll conclude here. We'll continue from text number 36 next week. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare Ram Ram